Welcome to this presentation on construction project development. Successful projects rely on careful planning, accurate financial management, and clear communication from concept to completion. Today, we will explore key stages and concepts involved in bringing a construction project to life, drawing insights from various sources, including real-world project examples. At the core of any project is the budget. A total project budget encompasses several key components. These include construction costs, often referred to as hard costs, which are directly related to building the physical structure. There are also owner costs, or soft costs, which include expenses like land, design fees, furniture, fixtures, and equipment, often called FF&E, permits, and legal fees. Additionally, it's crucial to include contingencies and escalation and potentially a project reserve or unallocated budget. Distinguishing between owner and construction costs is essential for clear budget definition and risk allocation. Construction costs cover items like site work, foundations, and structure. Owner costs are those incurred by the owner and are not directly part of the physical construction, such as design fees for architects and engineers. Costs for furniture, fixtures, and equipment are also typically owner provided and purchased separately. Testing and inspections are often arranged and paid for by the owner. This comparison shows how budget items fall into hard construction and soft owner categories. For example, design fees, FF&E, and financing are on the owner's side. Site work, structure, and mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems fall under construction. Let's walk through a real-world example of a total project budget. This is from the Florence Roche Elementary School feasibility study conducted in April 2020. Let's have a quick overview of the key metrics. This is option 3.2F. which reflects the cost of building a new facility behind the existing Florence Roche School. The assumed building size is 199,855 square feet. The estimated construction hard cost is $551 per square foot, and the total project budget works out to $695 per square foot, giving us a total of $76.5 million. Now let's dive into the hard costs, which total just over $60.6 million. These are the direct construction costs you'd find in the GMP or bid package. $36.9 million for the main building construction. This includes the core and shell interior finishes, systems, and structural elements. $4.4 million is allocated for site work, grading, paving, and utilities. $555,000 is budgeted for demolition of old structures. $125 million is included for abatement of asbestos-containing materials, which is a required safety measure before demolition. The CM contingency of 2.5% and a separate CM fee of 2.5% are included. These add up to nearly $2.9 million combined. There's also over $4.6 million budgeted for construction management during the job, as well as costs for insurance and bonds. And importantly, nearly $8.2 million is reserved for escalation and design contingencies. This reflects both inflation and the fact that this is still an early phase estimate. Now to the soft costs, which total just over $12.2 million, or these are the costs typically managed by the owner. Design fees are the biggest portion, over $6.3 million. This includes feasibility studies and reimbursables. OPM, owner's project manager, costs total about $3.1 million. They've also budgeted for a CM pre-construction fee of $225,000. For technology and furniture, there's a combined total of over $2.1 million using MSBA allowance standards. There are also modest allocations for moving costs, material testing, and miscellaneous expenses like legal and admin support. Beyond hard and soft costs, there's also a separate owner contingency of nearly $365 million. This includes 5% contingency on hard costs, or about $3 million to cover unforeseen construction issues. A 5% contingency on soft costs, about $616,000 to manage scope creep or design changes on the owner side. So what's the takeaway here? Total project budgets go far beyond what the contractor builds. Soft costs, fees, insurance, and contingencies can add 30-40% to the base construction value. As estimators, it's your job to understand and explain all of these components, especially in the early phases when budget risk is high. Also note that certain things like soil disposal are excluded at this time due to unknowns. You'll often see these gaps in feasibility budgets. Class activity. Take 2 minutes with your partner and highlight 2 areas where you think there's risk of budget overrun. What would you ask the design team or owner to clarify? Scope can be broken down using CSI divisions, master format, or uniformat categories. Master format is more detailed, suitable for pricing and buyout. Uniformat is better early in design when components are grouped by function, like shell, interiors, services. The project development process often begins with a request for proposal, RFP, especially in design build or construction management delivery methods. RFPs provide potential teams with information to submit proposals for selection. They define the project, its context, design team, schedule, required services, form of agreement, and submission requirements. RFPs guide the design build teams in developing their proposals and understanding owner expectations. Missing scope can kill a budget. Examples: no allocation for site utilities, F&E not included, ignoring escalation on long-term projects. These issues may not show up until the buyout or even construction phase. By then, it's too late. Estimators must flag these early. Construction estimating is the process of calculating all required project costs, including direct materials, labor, and indirect equipment depreciation, salaries, expenses. Accurate estimating is essential for project success, allowing owners to determine feasibility within budget and helping contractors achieve profitability. Estimates serve different purposes throughout the project lifecycle, from providing rough ideas of cost for financing to establishing realistic budgets for construction.